going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. My name is Kevin Brown, also known as ExpressedWordz with a Z, and welcome back to Speak It, See It, Feel It, where you can speak your life into existence, you can see it becoming your reality, and you can feel as if it is already yours, man. It is already done, family. Happy Monday. Welcome back to another video. I hope everybody is having a great start to their week, and I hope you all have had a safe and a blessed weekend. All right, I just want to say, family, man, I truly appreciate you guys. I love this community. I love y'all to life, man. I want y'all to know that I'm praying for you guys, okay? Through your battles, through your pain and suffering, I want y'all to know that I am sending nothing but love and prayers to y'all, man. So, and I appreciate y'all love and prayers back to me as well, family, okay? So the testimonies that you guys have shared, the stories that you guys are sharing with the community, with each other, you guys responding to each other, this is absolutely amazing. It's extremely beautiful, and we're in this together, okay? In this video today, I'm gonna be transparent with you all, family, all right? I'm gonna talk about my experiences. I've been seeing a lot of comments asking, yo, coach, I can't wait. I would love to hear what you have gone through or how you got to where you are today, all right? And that is what we're gonna talk about in this video. My awakening, what did I go through, what the things that I went through with my father. Man, I'm gonna let y'all know a little bit deeper about your boy, Coach KB, okay? So tune in, family, grab your snacks, grab your drinks, and a lot of this may resonate with some of you guys, okay? You may find some similar situations that I have gone through that you might have gone through, all right? And if you want to talk about it, do not forget to reach out on my website at www.speakitseeitfeelit.com, all right? Now listen, over the past 5 years, family, I've been through a lot. I know a lot of y'all have been through a lot. Okay, I had my spiritual awakening in 2017, at the end of 2017, all right? If you guys remember in 2017, what happened, right? At the end of 2017, we had a major eclipse. You guys remember that? I know you guys probably remembered that, but I didn't feel different. I didn't start to feel these changes until after that eclipse happened. And to me, I feel like it was the eclipse that caused a mass awakening across the planet, man. It caused a mass awakening because it was extremely bright. And it is almost like it activated that bright light within a lot of people across the lands, okay? So 2017, family, around the October time frame, towards the end of it or so, is when I went through my spiritual awakening, okay? Now listen up. I was working at my 9-to-5 job. I was already with this company probably for a good 4.5 years or so. Actually maybe 3.5, 4 years, something around there. Okay, so I had already been with this company. Like I said, I was working in a great position. I was making great money, family, all right? Now, 2017, October, I had my awakening. Few months later in February, I remember it to the T, guys, all right? February 16th, all right? It was a Friday. February 16th at 5:30 p.m. was the day my whole life changed, man. All right, I remember my mother called me up because, you know, my father was ill, y'all. Back in 2015, he was diagnosed with cancer. I was angry, family. I was angry. I was distraught. I was sad. I was depressed. I mean, I didn't know what to really feel when my father delivered that news to me. All right, and me and my dad were and are extremely close. All right, we were extremely close. You know, we did a lot of things together. He's taught me a lot of different things. So there's no reason why y'all can't see, you know, how my father's passing sparked and really activated my awakening. Well, technically his passing didn't cause my awakening. I went through my awakening right before his downfall. All right, so pay close attention and listen up, family. All right, so 2018 October time frame, I had my awakening. Fast forward a couple months to February 16th in 2018 is when my father had a seizure in my arms, man. It was just me and him. Like I said, I remember my mother called me because he was ill. We didn't want to leave him home by himself. So she called me to come to the house to hang out with him while she had to run out and go somewhere. So, you know, I went over to the house and I'm hanging out with my dad. And at this point, his back is always hurting, man. His back was always hurting. But I think it was his kidneys, family. I think it was his kidneys, or I'm sorry, his lungs, that he was feeling that pain. So I was always, you know, rubbing it for him. And just out of nowhere, guys, out of nowhere, he had a seizure in my arms. And it was just me, my father, and my son. It was just the three of us together alone. And it was the scariest moment of my life. I didn't know what was going on. I mean, man, I'm getting like so, like the memories are coming back to me. Like I can see it, you know, in my mental right now as I'm explaining this to you all. And It was hard, family. It was hard. So, of course I called 911. Ambulance came and got my dad, man. We rushed off to the hospital. And I remember I was so distraught and scared. Like, I was following behind the ambulance. I'm like speeding behind the ambulance. Ambulance is running red lights, running stop signs. I'm running red lights, running stop signs. Like, I didn't care, family. And I know I should have, right? Because I could have hurt myself or I could have hurt somebody else. So obviously I wasn't thinking at the time, right? That wasn't smart of me. But with what I was experiencing, man, I had tunnel vision on what my dad was going through, right? So I was trying to be there with him. Right, I was trying to be there with him, so and for him, all right. And of course, the ambulance stopped dead in its tracks, and one of the paramedics got out and was like, "Yo, you can't do this. You cannot follow us through the things." And I'm like, "If y'all don't get back in the car and get to the hospital," like, I'm going crazy, family, And like I said, it was difficult. So we got to the hospital, and obviously they took him into the emergency room and everything like that. And I had called my sister. Called my mom what was going on, and when my dad went into the emergency room, he had another seizure, man. It was just the vision of that was just so heartbreaking, family. It was so heartbreaking. It was I can't even really explain it. I mean, I explained it, but I can't really explain it, if you know what I mean. But I mean, for those of you that know what a seizure's like, or if you've experienced it with people in your lives, man, you know exactly what I'm talking about, okay? So I'm not going to dive too much into that. I don't want to bring up those old memories or anything like that. Like I said, I'm not going to live in the emotion, right? I'm remembering what happened, right? I'm remembering what happened with my father and everything. I see it like it happened yesterday, but I'm not living there. I'm okay, right? I'm not living there. I'm doing okay. All right, so that was 2018, right? 2018, February 16th, he had a seizure, and then things begin to go downhill, family. Things begin to go downhill. So 2018 was a rough year because my father passed in July of 2018, all right? Now pay very close attention, because as you go through your awakening, right, now you're starting to question things. You're starting to look at things. You're going through a lot of chaos, right? A lot of chaos is happening right now, and that's what was happening in my life. Right? Everything was chaotic, from my father getting sick and ill to my mother being down and depressed and sad, right? Because of what her husband was going through, right? And then we have our family business that my father was running. So now my mother's the one that's trying to not only take care of him, but she's also trying to run the business. It's difficult, man. And not only that, I was working at my 9-to-5 job. So after my awakening, it did not resonate with me anymore. It didn't fit well in my spirit. I was making 6 figures. I was making good money. I didn't care at that point, family. I didn't even care. It wasn't where I was supposed to be. Now, here's the thing. Pay attention. Pay very, very close attention, okay? God works in mysterious ways, man. All right? So when you guys are going through your awakening, how he will move people out of your life, how he will move things around, shift environments, shift things for your favor, all right? And that is exactly what happened to me. So at my 9-to-5 job, family, like I said, I was working, I had a great position. I was making great money, had great benefits, had all of those things. Okay. And I was a project release manager. All right. So I would oversee multiple teams, like multiple upon multiple teams that had multiple people on their teams who had projects that they were developing and working on that needed to be released into the field. All right, we're talking government stuff here. It needed to be released into the field, and I was the project release manager that overseed their projects, that overseed their releases, that had to make sure all their stuff was going out on time. Any bugs, stuff like that, I had to pull the schedule back. So I was very, very, very busy at my job. Okay, now this is what's crazy. Pay very close attention. This is what's crazy. All right, like I said, I had to oversee a lot of people. Right, I had to talk and communicate with a lot of people, a lot of teams, make sure that their stuff was where it was supposed to be. All right. Now, in January of 2018, before my father had the seizure in my arms, the company decided to pull me into an office. Hey, Kevin, come here. We need to talk to you right quick. I'm thinking, oh, here we go. Here we go. What now? Right? What now? Because I'm already going through my awakening and I'm feeling different and I'm feeling things happening and I'm already thinking about this job not resonating with me. So I'm like, what now? You know, what are they calling me in for? So going into the office, I'm talking to them, and they decide to do some reorganization within the org, family. They decide to move people around, to cross-train people so that they can pick up skills and able to do other things if people are out of the office, which is great. I think that's a great idea. More people should be cross-trained across the company in order to do other things if other people are out. But in my circumstance, and what I was going through, that's not the real case, family. I was moved as a project release manager to a cybersecurity team. I don't have no background in cybersecurity. Yes, I have my secret clearance. Yes, I have a clearance, and I've done, and I have all those things, certifications and stuff like that. But I didn't have a cybersecurity background. Okay, so the guy's team that I moved to, who was my new boss, was extremely cool and down to earth. Not saying nobody else was, but this was extremely needed for my life path, for what I was dealing with now with my father. So the reorg happened in the beginning of January. My father had a seizure in February. Y'all with me? Stick with me, family. Okay, you see how God moved me out of that position, right? I was a release manager ever since I had started with that company. So for 3.5, 4 years, right? So God moved me away from that and placed me on the cybersecurity team. Why? Why did that happen, Coach Kevin? Why did that happen to you? Because when my father got ill, when he had the seizure, he was back and forth to the hospital, back and forth, to appointments, back and forth, doing all of these different things, right? He needed me. My family needed me. My mother needed me. I wouldn't have been able to leave work and go to these doctor's visits or go to the hospital or go and help my mother with something if I was still the release manager, managing and overseeing all these teams. I wouldn't have been able to do it because they needed my attention every single day, family, all the time. And I had consistent meetings that I had to meet with them, you know, maybe almost like 3 meetings a day, man. It was a lot. So the fact that God moved me from out of that position, placed me on the cybersecurity team, and listen to this, on the cybersecurity team, I didn't do much. I didn't do much of anything. They gave me some busy work, just stuff to kind of keep me busy, just to keep me moving, to keep me on the payroll, right? To keep me having money in my pocket as I was dealing with the things that happened with my father, all through my spiritual awakening. Wow. And the thing is that this new boss that I had on the cybersecurity team, he was so laid back and chill. If I needed to go to the hospital, Kevin, go. You got to go see your father. You got to go see your family. Go. You just go ahead and go. So that was extremely interesting to me. Not only that, family, at this point, I'm going through a dark night of the soul moment. I have an extreme disconnection from God. I'm being transparent with y'all. I have an extreme disconnection from God at this point because after my father had his seizure, okay, not just saying this happened in February, but through those months leading up to his passing in July, okay, I had a huge disconnection from God because I was fasting. I was praying. You know, we were asking. It says, ask and we shall receive, right? If you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can move a mountain. All right, we had that, family. And when my father was in and out of the hospital, then when he went into the hospital and he had to stay there for some time, we had scripture all over the walls. Scripture all over the walls. Nothing but gospel music playing in the background. Nothing but the word being read to him. I'm trying to tell y'all, man, we did everything. And because I continued to see him get worse and deteriorate, I had a strong disconnection from God. And I don't think it was just because of that. I think it had something to do with my awakening and the stages and the triggers and everything that I had to go through first before I got to where I am today. You see, I went through that awakening, a lot of chaos, right? Then the blissful stuff, right? So the chaos was going through the stuff at work, going through the stuff with losing my dad getting ill and sick, back and forth to the hospital, being tired, being worried, right? Seeing him just get worse, man, it was so hard, guys. It was so hard. Seeing the pain and suffering that he had to go through, it ate me up. It ate me up, man. And on the job, you know, through February 16th and after, when he got worse and during his passing, 2018, man, after that, I was like, after my father had passed, I just knew I did no longer want to be at this job. I was like, I don't want to be here anymore. I do not want to be here anymore. I dreaded getting up, going to work. Even though I was on a different team and I didn't even have a huge workload at this point, I didn't want to be there. Even though I was making great money, had great benefits, I didn't want to be there. It didn't resonate with me. Okay? It no longer fit me. I didn't care if I was making $300,000-$400,000 a year. Not saying that I wasn't making that, but if I was making that much money, man, it still wouldn't have resonated with me, family. It's not about the money. Okay? It is not about the money. It's about your journey. It's about where God's trying to take you. It's about what God's saying to you. Okay, so it wasn't about the money. So check this out, family. During that time, during 2018, right after my father had passed and everything that I was going through, all right, after my father passed away, I was moved to another team in the company. I was no longer on the cybersecurity team. I was now moved as a technical writer in a writing position. Isn't that interesting, as I am a published writer and that I love to write? You see, at this point, I didn't know what I wanted to do in life. I had no idea what was happening. I knew I didn't want to be at that job no more, though. I knew that for a fact. No matter how much, the money helped me, the insurance helped me, I was in a great position. I didn't care. I didn't even care, family. So after leaving the cybersecurity team, I was moved to a technical writing team. And my new boss then, she was a lady, female boss, extremely nice. Loved her to life, man. She was amazing. I remember I met her when I had first came to the company. She had always helped me. She had always had my back. She was always willing to help and bend over backwards for me. So she was now my new boss. And it was amazing, because there were still times where after my father passed, I needed to be there for my mother. There was things that I needed to do, and she would let me go. She would let me work from home and do certain things that I was able to do. Now, here's the thing, family, and this is a lot of things where you guys are like, but I'm at this 9-to-5 job, but I can't find my purpose. I'm at this 9-to-5 job, but I can't find my purpose. I don't know what to do. Okay, y'all stay with me during this timeline that I'm explaining to you and how this has played out in my life. Okay, you got to remember, I'm gonna say something really quickly. God will use anybody, family, anybody, to take you to the next level of your life. All right, anybody. Y'all remember that, because I'm gonna talk about that a little later down into this video. All right, so 2018, at this point, I'm kind of just at a plateau. Cool, calm, and collect. Not happy with my job, but I'm still working there. 2019 comes around, I'm still working at my job. But July 4th of 2019, I was at the beach. I woke up out of nowhere. Out of nowhere, family. I woke up randomly and was like, I think I want a life coach? Motivational speaking? YouTube? No idea where it came from. Came to me in my sleep. In my sleep. That's nothing but God right there, family. That was a download that I received in order to push me to where I needed to go. So I opened my YouTube channel in July of 2019. You guys can even go look under the About Me section. You will see it will say joined July of 2019. All right, that is when I opened up my channel. But I was so scared, family. All right, I was so scared and nervous because I didn't know what to do with it. Now, here's the thing. I'm still working at this 9-to-5 job that doesn't resonate with me. All right, I don't like it. Okay, now I'm doing technical writing stuff over here, but then I come over here and I'm doing research on YouTube, trying to figure out life coaching stuff, how to get my certification. I'm working at my job over here, but I'm working on my purpose or the things that I believe that I want to do over here. So I'm going back and forth. If any of you from my old job is watching this, I'm sorry, hate to say it, but I wasn't resonating at this company no more. So even while I was at work, man, I wasn't 100% always focused on the work. And that is because it didn't resonate with me. I dreaded being there. So I started researching and learning and figuring out ways to get out of it and trying to figure out, where can I go? What can Kevin do? What can Kevin do to get away from this position where it's not making me happy? I was so unhappy. All right. And that is when things begin to change for me. I didn't put my first video out until November 11/11. Just looked at the time, 11/11. Crazy. I didn't put my first video out, family, until November of 2019, because I was so scared. Right? I was scared. I was nervous. I didn't know what people were going to think. At this point, after my father's homegoing, which was in July 2018, all my friends, they just kind of fell away from me. Nobody followed up with me even a week after my father passed, or a week after. Nobody hit me up and was like, yo, man, how are you doing? I just want to know how you're feeling. Let's go out and hang out just to take your mind off some stuff. I didn't get any of that. It was like people came to my father's homegoing, and then afterwards they forgot all about me, man. They forgot what we've gone through. See, that's the thing, man. If it doesn't happen to someone else, people don't really care until it happens to them. All right. So when people die, when people pass away, they move on to the next dimension, the next realm. All right, make your mark in this world, family, all right? Because a lot of people will not care. It's almost like you just didn't exist. Not saying that's not what happened with my father, because my father left a huge footprint, you know, on this on earth and for people and all the lives that he has touched, all right? But my point is that after his passing, that is when I really started to see the monumental changes in my life, man. People falling away from my life, all these things happening. All right, then I started to get closer to God again. Right? I started to get closer to God. I started to read scripture. I started to pray every single day, multiple times a day, because I was hurting. All right. So in 2019, all right, is when my channel started. All right. They say it takes 3 years for a business to kick off. Y'all, what year is it now? It's 2022. That was 3 years ago when this YouTube channel started. Kind of crazy, right? Pay close attention, family. These things work. I'm trying to tell y'all, this is how these things work. Right? Now, after 2019, I'm going to try to speed this up a little bit. I know I've been talking, man. We already 20 minutes in. I got a little bit more to go. So y'all hang with me, all right? So after 2019, all right, 2020 came around, and what happened in 2020? What happened in the beginning, right? The seed dropped, right? Everybody's in lockdown. All types of craziness is going on. People are running around with their heads cut off, right? Like chickens with their heads cut off. And now we're on lockdown. Now, 2020 was the year I lost it all. 2020 was the year I lost everything. In 2020, in the beginning of 2020, family, all right, not only was the job beginning to be worse for me, I lost both of my grandparents back to back. You know, I lost my grandfather, and then 42 days later, I lost my grandmother. And then literally 2 years prior, I lost my father. So can you imagine not what I've gone through? Imagine what my mother went through. She lost her husband, and she lost both of her parents. It wasn't my dad's parents. They had already passed. I lost my last two grandparents. My mom lost her two parents, right? Back to back with each. So she lost three major people in her life, man, in 3.5 years. Not easy, family. Not easy at all. So both of my grandparents been gone. Now it's 2020. Boom. Right after I lost my grandparents, I lost my job. After I lost my job, I lost my insurance, right? Couldn't afford to pay for the Cobra stuff, where then your insurance is like $1,000 a month. Plus I got a little boy to take care of. That's going to be crazy pricey, man. Right? $1,200, something like that. But then not only that, family, I went through my herniated disc situation, right? Out of nowhere, in the middle of, it was sometime in April, the same month where I stopped working, I woke up in the middle of the night in excruciating pain. Excruciating pain. I mean, the worst pain I have ever been in my entire life. I couldn't sleep. And if I did sleep, I only slept for maybe 1 to 2 hours max, man. I couldn't sleep. I was in that much pain. My fingers were numb, family, for 4 to 5 months straight. Isn't that kind of interesting? Because I'm a published author, right? I'm a writer. So isn't that interesting how my writing hand was affected? Not only that, I didn't start my YouTube channel. And guess what? I'm being attacked. I'm being attacked because at this point, I don't even want to get up and do videos, man, because I am in so much pain. I could literally, family, I could barely like turn my neck or do anything. I couldn't lift my arm because I was in that much pain. Like I said, I'm a ball player, family. I love to play basketball. So I couldn't even shoot a layup. That's embarrassing, man. A layup is, the basket's literally right here in front of your face. I couldn't shoot the ball right there. That's how much pain I was in, family. That's how much pain I was in. And I would cry out to my father. I would cry out to God. I would cry out almost every single night in pain. I did everything possible to try to make ice, heat, everything. But I was spiritually attacked by the enemy, because in 2020, I got something for y'all, man. Stay tuned. Listen up. Okay. This happened in 2020 when I lost my job and all this stuff happened, but also in 2020. Okay. In March of 2020, April. All right. April was when I lost my job. April was when I had the herniated disc and went through all the pain. All right. But the month before that, in March, I published my book. You see, after my father passed, I was so fueled with inspiration to get my book done. Okay. I had been a writer my entire life, family. All right. I had been writing since I was in high school. And back in the day, I had to create a book of poetry. In high school, I had to create a book of poetry. And during the time, my father was a graphic designer. So he helped me laminate and put a book together. right? And I wrote all by myself. It just came out of nowhere. The talent just came out of nowhere. So the poems that I have written over the past 2 decades, I have kept them with me, and I always told myself I wanted to create a book of poetry, but it was after his passing when that book of poetry came to life. All right? Stay with me. Stay with me. Now, when I said, remember how I said God will use anybody to do your will. He will do God will use anybody, for your blessing to come to pass, for that manifestation to show up. All right, y'all stay with me, man. 2020, okay? So I'm going through the stuff with the job, lost the job, no longer with the job. But in November of 2020, this is kind of interesting, family. Let me tell y'all something. So my father's nickname was Ron Bon, okay? That's what he got back in the day. They called him Ron Bon. And one of our family friends used to call him Ron Bon. Yo, Ron Bon, what's good? What's up, man? How you doing today? So they called him Ron Bon. Family, God works in mysterious ways, man. I'm just remembering all this and and just explaining it to you, and telling y'all my story and how things happened, how blessings showed. All right. Now, in November of 2020, if y'all remember, man, I'm in the DMV area. Okay. I'm in Virginia. All right. And I don't know if y'all know this, but Amber Heard's lawyer office is out here in Virginia. Okay. Her lawyer's office is out here in Virginia. My father and my mother started their own cleaning business 20, 30 years ago. All right. And my dad had a contract on this building out here in Virginia. And come to find out, guess what? Amber Heard's lawyer's office is in our building, right? It's in our building. So when they came here, this is so crazy, man. This is just so crazy. When they came here, nobody could be over there in that building, family. Nobody could be over there in that building. So, but they needed a cleaning company to be in the building. Interesting, right? So we asked our employees, could anybody be over there during this week when Johnny Depp and Amber Heard or whatever is there, at the building. This is in Virginia. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. All right. And nobody could do it. None of our employees could do it. They were either going out of town. They either had things to do with their kids. They either had something to do. But usually our employees want to pick up extra shifts. But this point in time, they couldn't do it. They couldn't do it. And I find that extremely interesting. Stick with me. All right. Now, after this, my mother was the one that had to spend the time at the building, at this building, for our cleaning company. She had to be there, family. And my mother got to meet Johnny Depp. She didn't meet Amber Heard, but she got to meet Johnny Depp. She got to talk to him and everything like that because she legit had to stay there at the building. And nobody else could be in that building. This is crazy. Now, the thing is that my mother knew who he was. But she played around with him one day and was like, you never told me your name. So what's your name? You never told me your name. Out of nowhere, family, he came out and said, you don't know my name? Oh, my name's Ron Bon. I'm sorry, what? Ron Bon? Family, do you see how God will use anybody and will use anything in any situation, any environment to make something happen for you? How do y'all think my book went viral? Poetry is me. All right, if y'all go to my Instagram and you scroll back to, just scroll back a little bit, you'll see a picture of Johnny Depp holding up my book. All right. He held up my book because my mother had it with her. She handed it to him, man. He held up a book. He held up the book, took the picture. Next thing you know, man, it's so crazy. It's just so crazy. So God will use anybody. All right. And that is nothing but a supernatural thing that has happened for me. It was my time for my book to come to pass. It was my time for people to read my book. And the thing is that I scripted this out, family. I wrote it down a long time ago. If y'all read one of my books, okay, not one of my books. Well, if you read my first book, Poetry is Me, if you go and read that book, all right, the very first poem in that book, family, at the very end, all right, towards the end of the lines, I have a line in there that says, God has blessed me, or what is it? I'm sorry. It's something about, I know one day a lot of people will know them. I'm talking about my work. I know one day a lot of people will know them. I wrote that poem decades ago. I told myself that a lot of people is going to know my work. I don't know how it's going to get out there. You see, that's how your manifestations come to pass, family. You got to see the end result. You got to see it as already being happened. So when I wrote that down decades ago, that a lot of people is going to know my work. A lot of people is going to know that I can write. A lot of people can know that I am a successful writer. I am one of the greatest writers of all time. Guess what? Next thing you know, my book went viral because of one person holding it up and it being out on social media. And now people all across the world are picking it up and loving it. Right? And that was nothing but for me. And the fact that he said his name was Ron Bon, and that's what my father's nickname was all this time, a long time ago, right? And it was my dad's building that had the contract on it. Family, divine alignment meant for me. That is why nobody else could work there, none of our employees, because it was my mother that needed to give my book to him, because it was meant for me. God will use anybody for your blessings and manifestations. Do not get it twisted. Do not get it twisted, okay? So that was just one thing that happened to me, family, on my journey, some of the amazing things, all right? And how was I able to step into my purpose? Not only, number one, because I received the download to, hey, I think I want to be a life coach. I think I want to be a motivational speaker. I want to help people. But God, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know where I'm supposed to start. I don't even know how I'm going to do this. I don't even know if people are going to like or resonate with anything that I have to say. I've always had a gift of high energy. I've always had a gift of being able to connect with people. I've always had that. And God turned that gift into a business, into something miraculous to be able to help you all. All right. So after 2020 happened, family, I'm telling you, I haven't worked for someone else since 2020. Right. Obviously, I'm helping my mother with our family cleaning business. I have this coaching business. My brother-in-law owns a I9 Sports franchise. Some of you may know what I9 Sports is. Little League, Little League sports league for little kids, for like soccer, basketball, baseball, cheerleading, stuff like that. So I help my brother-in-law with that. I'm writing. I'm also a writer. Okay. So I completely changed my life, family, because I decided to step foot into where I was called to go. You see, I received the download. I heard God talking to me, man. It was like, you need to go in this direction because you're not gonna do it over here in this 9-to-5 job. Even though you're making 6 figures, even though you're making great money, it's not where I want you. All right. And a lot of you guys need to realize that on your own journey, on your own awakening path, that what you're going through, you guys may be holding on to the money at the job because it's helping you get along. It's helping your family. It's helping you put food on the table. It's helping you pay your bills. I completely get it, guys. I completely get it. However, if it's not resonating in your spirit and you feel God is not calling you to do it, you got to walk away from it. You got to trust the process. That was my thing, right? Even though I was scared to start my channel, I had to trust the process of where I was going. And that is exactly what I did. I prayed every day. I asked God to deliver me from all the evil people and things that were after me, man. Because during my awakening and during this time, the past couple of years, like 2019, 2020, leading into 2021, stuff like that, man, I was heavily attacked, family, especially through my channel, heavily attacked. And that is why you guys are experiencing the exact same things right now in your own life, right? A lot of you may be trying to leave the 9-to-5 job, to step into your purpose, to step foot into what it is that you want to do, right? And you're going to get attacked because the enemy's trying to pull you back into the matrix system. All right. Once you've been unplugged, man, you got to keep on keeping on, family. You're going to get there. You're going to get there and you have to keep on going. Okay. So, and that is exactly what I did. So I just kept putting out videos here and there. Now, the same thing happened in 2021. All right. It's just mediocre right now. It's just, right now, I'm in a place of my life of growing, of researching. Okay. I'm multiple years in my awakening. I've learned so much information. I fell down the rabbit hole a few times. I keep on stumbling. I try to climb back up and the ladder just keeps being pulled from me so I can fall back down. All right. That is what's happening to you all as well. All right. So it's almost like first through your awakening, you're going to go through chaos because now you can see some crazy stuff. Now you're trying to figure out, what is going on in my life? Why am I able to see these things? Why are these people treating me like this? Why my job is doing this to me? Why is my money depleting? Why are all these things happening? You're going through chaos. Then you get that dark night of the soul moment. You feel a void. You're getting disconnected from God. You're like, man, what is this? Right? What is this? And then after that, it's almost like, because you're now learning, because you're researching, now you're grounded in your spirit. right? Now you're grounded and you're learning more. Now you're trying to figure things out. Now you're making tweaks to your life, okay? And before you know, it's gonna kind of help you ease you right into your purpose. All right, so 2021, that's how it was for me, along with going through this still pandemic mess that we have been dealing with. All right, but I had tunnel vision on where God was trying to take me. I continue to just have it. Now, also in let me go back a little bit. In 2021, was it 2021? Yeah, in the beginning of 2021. No, it was all throughout 2020. After I had lost my job in 2020, all right? I had applied for so many jobs, guys, and I know I'm qualified. I applied for so many positions and none of them got back to me. None of them, right? I did join a sales position. I've never done sales before, but I know I could do sales because I can connect with people, right? I had never done a sales position before, but I had eventually joined with this telemedicine sales company. And I started seeing some crazy things work out in my favor there, right? But it never moved forward, which is crazy. It never moved forward. And actually, I started to find out some nefarious actions about this company, or some nefarious things about people within this company. And next thing you know, God pulled me right out of it. It was like, nope. And I was with them for a year. So 2021, I was with them, even though I was still doing my YouTube and everything like that. I was with this sales telemedicine company. And man, that whole year, I didn't make one sale. And I connected with so many people, y'all. So many people. I mean, I connected with people, face to face, brought them into the CEO. Man, I've done some amazing things. Now, check this out. I'm going to give y'all a little bit of insight too, okay, about scripting. All right. Now in 2021, when I was with this company, I didn't know anybody, family, right? I didn't know the CEO. I didn't know the executive team. So I'm trying to figure out how to get in with them and try to make things work. And I wrote down in the beginning of 2021, I wrote this down. I'm telling y'all, man, y'all need to continue to write and script, all right? Because it will bring in what it is that you are trying to create in your life. All right. As long as you have the faith and as long as you believe that it's going to happen and you can see the end result. All right, so I wrote down in my journal in the beginning of 2021, man, I'm going to know the CEO. Matter of fact, I'm going to have the CEO's phone number. I said, I'm going to meet the entire executive team. I wrote it down, family. I literally wrote it down that I was going to have the CEO's phone number. That's very specific, right? And 5-6 months later, I had the CEO's phone number. 5-6 months later, I met every single executive in that sales company and they knew who I was. I was bringing clients I was literally bringing clients to their doorstep. I had them all on speed dial simply because I wrote it down and I believed it was going to happen and it manifested into the physical. That is exactly what had happened. I'm trying to tell you, I've had some crazy stories. All right. And not only that, let's keep it going. All right. And then throughout, that job did not resonate with me. Like I said, I started to figure out things about some of the people there. The turnover rate was huge. A lot of people was leaving. Things wasn't working out. So I just stopped doing it, right? I stopped going to meetings. I stopped listening in. I was just tired of it. At that point, I feel like God was saying, this isn't for you either. And I'm like, man, what is going on? At this point, family, I feel stuck. I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. I don't know what's happening in my life. I feel like I'm at a loss, right? I'm just a lost cause at this point because I don't know what's going on, man. So in 2022, family, 2022, all right, is when my channel took off. Remember, it takes 3 years for a business to take off because you got to put in time, you got to put in the work, got to put in the action. There's something about that number 3, man. There's something about that number 3, which is my favorite number, by the way. Holy Trinity, by the way. 3 is a master number. So in the beginning of 2022, February to be exact, I'm telling y'all right now, on February 2nd, 2022, and then again on February 22nd, 2022, with all 2s in alignment, I did a scripting technique and I wrote out about my channel. I wrote out when I was going to be monetized. I wrote out that my channel was going to grow. Literally on 2/2/2022, I had a massive jump in my channel. And then a few weeks later, on 2/22/2022, it jumped even more. All right. And let me talk about something really, really quickly. Okay. People say, that, numerology, the repeating numbers is demonic. It's new age. I get it. Okay, I completely get it. I understand. But if the repeating numbers are so demonic, if they're so bad, how come it didn't lead me to get the what? I didn't get it. And that is a demonic, nefarious agenda. So how come me seeing these numbers didn't lead me to get that? Not only that, how come me seeing these numbers has led me to create this community? You see, there is no room for hate. There is no room for compassion. There is no room for unity when it comes to Satan. So if repeating numbers are so demonic and they're so bad, and I have been seeing them throughout my entire journey, 11, 11, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4s, 5s, 6s, 7s, 8s. I mean, I see them consistently all the time. But yet my energy is always so high. I'm always in a love vibration. Not only that, I've been seeing these numbers, which led me to, it has stepped me into creating this community. I truly, truly think, and also you can look at the repeating numbers and match them up with Bible scripture. All right, I know I've done this for a few times. I remember somebody came by the channel a while ago and left a video saying something about they're going through some troubles. They keep saying 222 or something like that over and over and over and over and over again. What does it mean? And I asked them, something's telling me to ask you, do you have kids? Is there something going on? Come to find out, she did have kids, and I pointed her to the second book, second verse, or second chapter, second verse. Right? I can't remember exactly what that verse was, but it had something to do with kids. And she said she was trying to protect her children from a narcissist. All right, something like that. So you can also point to scripture, family, to look for some of these words. Man, there's so many synchronicities within the Bible when it comes to numbers. There's a whole book called Numbers, right? This whole universe is made up of numbers. Okay, so it's all about your intentions and how you think. If you're thinking in a demonic way, if you're thinking evil, when you see these repeating numbers, then guess what? It's probably going to lead you down a dark, twisted path, man. But that's not me. That's not what happened to me. And I know a lot of y'all have had similar stories. You're seeing the repeating numbers, and it's actually helping you step foot into your better days. All right. So I don't claim the repeating numbers to be demonic. I know a lot of people do. I know a lot of people are on YouTube saying it. And I know, there's going to be the yin and the yang, man. There's going to be people saying this is good for you and this is bad for you. There's always going to be the opposite. All right. But how are you taking it? How are you looking at it? Me seeing the repeating numbers has led me to not get the what, and it has led me to create this community that is based off of love, compassion, and unity, which there is no room for Satan to live when it comes to that. So I don't think the repeating numbers are evil. Yes, it has the new age terminology and all that stuff. But here's the thing. I think all religions have truth to it, but they just keep us divided, family. Right? They just keep us divided. Religion is man-made. So all different types of religions is going to have some different truths, little different truths stated differently, so that you say it this way, this person says it this way, this person says it that way, and this person says it that way. Now they're all bickering and fighting because they're like, no, my God said this, my God said that, we got, no, man. It's just to keep us divided and separated. Right? To keep us divided and separated. But if you really look into it, man, you're going to find some type of truth in everything. All right, some type of truth in everything, especially if you can put the pieces together. All right, so through my awakening and through the things that I have gone through, yes, I started seeing the repeating numbers. I know a lot of y'all are seeing them. All right, it led me to scripture. It led me into the best moments of my life to start my own business and to help all of you. And it's built off of love, compassion, and unity, because we are in this spiritual warfare together. All right, and that is how I was able to change my life, guys. All right, I found my purpose because I was listening. I was obedient. Right? God said, he told me, that gave me that random download. He was talking to me in my sleep. And I woke up and I was just like, what was that? I think I want to be a life coach, maybe. I didn't know what to do, but it was where I was supposed to go. I was being led. So listen, guys, when you hear that little, small, subtle voice talking to you, know that that is God talking to you, telling you, you need to go in this direction. I need you to go in that direction. If you pay very, very, very close attention to the signs that you are getting, to the small little voice in your head that you're hearing, all right, to that gut feeling that you are feeling, you will be led to your better days. You will be led out of that 9-to-5 job. All right, family, beginning of 2022, I lost 2 more family members. My cousin passed away, and then literally a week and a half later, my aunt passed away, my mom's youngest sister. And man, we've been dealing with it, family. So 5 family members, in 4 years or so. A lot of change happening, a lot of things going on, a lot of ups and downs. And I've seen the spiritual attacks. Right? I've seen all of these things happening. Let me draw back one more time, because there's something that I forgot to mention to you guys, okay? Also in 2020, when I lost my job and C hit, right? My son couldn't go to school because schools were now locked down. So it's crazy how that lined up for me, right? Because now that I'm at home, I had to be home with my son because he had to do school on his computer. And I was home for my son while working with my YouTube channel, helping with the family business, and still keep on keeping on and trusting the process. You see how God will use anybody, anything, any situation, any environment, anything that you are going through for your good, to maneuver it around for your good, family. I had no idea how this channel was going to start. I had no idea how I was going to build this community. I had no idea what I wanted to do, man. And it literally all came to me. It started dang, this video is almost 50 minutes, y'all. I didn't even realize that. I said it wasn't going to be too long of a video, but guess what? Here it is. It's my story, man. It's my story through my awakening and what I've gone through and things that I've had to experience. A lot of great manifestations happen, but a lot of drawback, a lot of pullback. Remember, you're going to get setback after setback after setback after setback before the comeback. That's exactly what happened to me. A lot of you guys might be losing your family members, right? You might be losing friends, like I'm saying, like they passed and moved on to the next dimension, right? They moved on, and it's hard for you to move on. It's hard for you to create. A lot of you might just be saying, you know what, I'm hurting so much, man. Like I gotta stay. I'm just gonna stay where I'm at. I'm comfortable. I'm good. If I decide to move forward, I feel like God's gonna curse me, right? Because now you see that everything's going wrong in your life through your awakening. So you feel like nothing is gonna happen for you. That is why you have to trust the process. That is why you have to keep on going, man. Because listen, you guys weren't chosen to go through your awakening for no reason. So all the downfalls that you are experiencing is going to be turned around for your good. It's going to be turned around for your good. So you can see what I went through, family. I lost my father. Then the job was being evil towards me, you know what I'm saying? And even though I was being moved from different positions, God will use anybody and anything. Then you see how my book went viral, how my book was able to get out into the world, right? Man, God will use anybody and anything for your highest good. For your highest good. I'm trying to tell y'all, man, great things are on the horizon for you guys. A lot of amazing things are going to happen for you guys, but you have to trust the process. You have to trust where you're going, and you have to believe. You got to have that super, super small mustard seed of faith in order for your mountain to be moved, right? A lot of your own mountain, man, you may be dealing with a lot, right? In the space where your mountain is, you're dealing with a lot. You need your mountain to be out of that space, so that you can climb the ladder, so that you can climb higher on your mountain. But you're stuck right now. You're stuck right now. And through your awakening, it's hard. I get it. That's exactly what I went through. The pain and suffering with the herniated disc that I had on my arm and my hand. Isn't that interesting that my writing hand was attacked a month later after my book was published? And then months later, how my book was able to get out into the world even further. Isn't that interesting? I had to go through the pain and suffering. I had to go through that large trial and tribulation, man, in order to get to the blessing. That is exactly what is happening to you all. Pay close attention. Pay close attention, because as things begin to be taken away from your life, as things begin to happen in your life, and it feels like nothing is going to work in your favor, it feels like nothing is going to happen ever, because you're going through so much, it's all going to turn around from you. You're going through the tests. You're going through the trials. All right. You are being prepared. You are being prepped. You're being grinded up. You're being seasoned. You're being prepared, family, to be cooked up into the greatest version of yourselves, man. That's why y'all stories is so miraculous. Your testimonies is so heartfelt, right? And touching. Right? We are all going through so many different things together. We all have amazing, amazing stories and certain things that has happened to us, right? And through all of it, you're going to find yourself stepping into your best life, your best days, family. All right, so that is a quick, well, it wasn't quick. It was a long video today, probably my longest video that I've ever created so far. But I wanted to give y'all some insight on my life, man. I wanted to be transparent with some of the things that I have gone through. How did I get to where I am today? And just what did I do? I worked for some great companies, family, my entire life. I have an impressive resume, right? I have a secret clearance. I have multiple upon multiple certifications under my belt. I've done some, I have a great resume. And the fact that none of those jobs resonated or picked me up is crazy, man. God said it's not for you. It's not for you. None of these jobs is for you because you have a much higher calling. Just like you guys do, you have a much higher calling. So pay attention through your trials and tribulations. Pay attention through the struggles that you all are experiencing and what you're going through right now, because on your path, man, it's going to lead you to better days as long as you believe. All right, remember, you got the yin and the yang, the up and the down, the left and the right, the good and the bad, the dark and the light, right? There's always an opposite for everything. So if you're thinking in a negative way, expect a negative outcome. If you're thinking in a positive way, expect for positive things to happen. That is what I have been doing over the past several years of my life. Even though you're only human, family, you're going to experience the negative times, right? You're going to get a negative mindset sometimes. And as soon as you do, you have the decision to turn it away. You have the decision to click off of it and think in a different way, think in a different manner. That is exactly what I did. You know, even through my father's passing, my grandparents passing, my cousin and my aunt's passing, through all of that, man, there'd be times where I wanted to throw in the towel. There'd be times where I was upset. There'd be times where I would ask God, why are you doing this to me? Why are you allowing these things to happen to me, to my mother, to my sister, to our family? But it's not happening to us. It's happening for us. This was for our growth, right? Another thing that we have to remember, and something that I needed to, I guess, pay attention to, because I kept asking my mom, why didn't God bless us, man? Why didn't God answer our prayers? We asked for dad to stay here. We prayed on it. We fasted. We put scripture up. We did everything. God said if we ask, we shall receive. That is why I was in such a huge disconnect, along with that dark night of the soul moment, going through that void. But it's important to remember, what did my dad want? I don't know what he wanted. He couldn't really talk to us, because when he went into the hospital for his last days, he was on a tube. You know, he was on the he had the tube and whatnot. So he couldn't really talk to us. So he would blink and stuff if he could hear us and whatnot, squeeze our hands if he could. But for the most part, family, he was kind of just laying there. It was detrimental. It was hard to see. What did my father want? Maybe he told God, I don't want to come back. Maybe he told God, I don't want to come back if I'm going to be a vegetable. I don't want to come back if I'm going to be down and distraught. I don't want my father is the type of person where he doesn't want nobody waiting on him, no hand and foot, man. He doesn't want nobody to always be at his beck and call. He's the type of person that wants to do things for himself, just like me. Just like me. You know what I'm saying? So we don't know what he would have prayed for, what he could have asked. It always comes down to what the person wants. So even though we could have prayed and asked for God to heal him, my father could have asked God to take him, right? To take him home. We don't know, family. So that's something that you need to be very, very mindful for when you are praying for healing over your family or friends or somebody else that you are seeing that is going through it, going through the pain and suffering, going through the struggles. What do they want? What are they praying for? You may not even know. All right. And that's the thing, family. That is the thing. So obviously my father's passing was meant to happen, right? It wasn't by no coincidence or anything like that. It meant to happen. It was supposed to happen in order for my journey to continue, in order for me to better myself, in order for me to become a better version of me. Because it's pretty crazy that after my father's passing, excuse me, in 2018, leading up to this point now, and we're dealing with the you-know-what, you know, all throughout the world, going through lockdown, and me being the one to see through it. Imagine if I would have stayed asleep through all of this. My whole family would not be receiving the truth. My whole family would not be able to see what I can see now, even though they probably still can't see it because they're not awakened like I am. But the fact that I'm able to continue to speak truth, continue to dish it out, continue to tell people, right? That God chose me for this, man. Was like, you are going to be the catalyst in your family to help wake people up, to help move the family forward, to break generational curses. And the funny thing about that is, way back when I was in college and I was going to church every single morning in college back then, the pastor there told me, he laid his hands on me. He was like, God wanted me to tell you today that you are the catalyst to your family. You're going to be the catalyst to your family. And during this time back in the day when I'm 21 years old, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know what he was talking about. At that point, I'm like, what are you? Actually, I think I was younger than that. I think I was just going into college. I may have been like 19, 20. But my point is that I had no idea what he was talking about. But now I'm beginning to see clearly. Now I'm beginning to see it. And now I'm using the gifts that God has given me, has blessed me with, to help inspire change for the world, to help raise the frequency and the vibration of this planet. We are in this together, family. All right. So that is my story, man. There's definitely a lot more that has gone on through my story before my awakening, other things that has happened that's going on. But I wanted to give y'all like the meat and potatoes of it. What I went through. What did I experience? Right? Waking up in 2017, losing my father in 2018, deciding in 2019 I wanted to be a life coach. In 2020, losing everything. In 2021, it was just a plateau, just researching, learning, and growing. In 2022, the whole business taking off, and things beginning to happen in my life. Listen, family, if it can happen for me, it can happen for you. All right? How is your word? Stop telling yourself you can't do it. All right? Stop pulling your hair out and telling yourself what you cannot do. I'm telling y'all right now, I know our journeys are going to be different. We may have similar journeys and stories, right? But we're all going to go through different things, and it will lead us together, right? It's almost like our journeys will bring us right here to this point. And right now, this is where we're at. We're right here at this point in our meeting place together, building this community together, living together, sharing testimonies, sharing our experiences, all right? And learning how to maneuver through the world so that we do not get steered off course by the enemy that is trying to take us down and take us out, especially through this major spiritual battle that we are going through. So all the things that you guys are going through, experiencing, you know, maybe you guys are having major spiritual attacks right now. You might be going through another awakening that's going to happen. Right? You guys are going to keep going through it. You're going to keep getting better and better and better and better and better. All right. So that is my story, family. That is the story of Coach KB, ExpressedWordz. Man, this was a super long video. I truly appreciate you guys, for those that stay through and watch the entire video to hear my story, to hear what it was about. You guys are truly appreciated. I love y'all to life, man. Continue to share your stories below. All right, let me know your testimonies. Let me know your stories, what you guys went through when you first had your awakening, how you were feeling, what you were seeing, what people were saying to you. All right, now, man, I got something coming for y'all, family. Okay, so just stay tuned. I'm building this community out even more. It's taking me longer than expected because I have a lot of things going on, things with my son, things with the family business as well. So I wear a lot of multiple hats. I'm doing a lot of things. But I love you guys, all right? I love you guys. I'm here for you. I'm here to help you. And remember, man, if you want to talk one-on-one, reach out on my website, www.speakitseeitfeelit.com. I've been talking to a lot of people. A lot of people have been booking sessions with me, and I'm helping them, man. I'm helping you guys become your greatest self, all right? And being able to see clearly of what you are going through. All right, so allow me to be your life coach and to help you through that. I truly appreciate you guys being here in this community. I love y'all to life, and I hope y'all have a wonderful Monday, family. Have a great day, and I will see y'all soon in the next video. Peace.